Hello and welcome to blog number 63, me learning to play the Melodeon. As you can see, I've got a new box. This is a Dino Baffetti Binci. I used to have one of these a few years ago, and then when I stopped playing the Melodeon for a couple of years, I decided to sell it. And then of course, as soon as I did that, or more or less as soon as I did that, I joined a Morris side and I needed a box like this for the Morris. So I bought another one, got it for a very good price, and I'm really pleased with it. I've had Martin White check it out for me, and yeah, there may be one or two reeds that might need a bit of a tweak. I'm going to have it Dedic tuned fairly soon. If you don't know what that means, it means that you don't have one reed tuned to concert pitch and one tuned high. You have them kind of straddling concert pitch, and I think the thirds in the major chords are slightly lower. Anyway, the overall effect is very pleasing. I'm going to have that done in a while, and he's got some time and I've got some time that I can spare it. But I had a bit of a scary experience yesterday. It was the first time I'd ever led our band for our ladies' Morris side. It was just me, the bassoonist, and the bass drummer and the snare drummer. And I have to admit, I was pretty scared. I did practice very hard for it. Anyway, we got through it fairly unscathed. A couple of bum notes here and there, but I was fairly pleased. Everyone seemed pretty happy with what I did, so I was fairly relieved to get that one under my belt, and feel like I can move on from there. Anyway, I wanted to show you this box and a little thing that I do to help me with the Morris that might help you as well, especially if you are just starting out on your journey playing for a Morris side. My wife Jenny's done her usual thing with this. She's fitted these buckle straps to it so that I can get it really tight round me, and I'll show you that. If you've been watching my blogs, you've seen this before, but basically she has sewn a strap across there using kind of webbing tape. You can see that okay. Sewn it to the actual straps so they're permanently fixed, and then on each end we've got the buckle attachment that plugs in. Okay, so basically what I do is, I have to put my hood up for this. I can't get it on otherwise, so don't laugh. So put it over my shoulders like this. Obviously I don't normally wear a hoodie when I'm playing for the Morris. I do wear a bowler hat though. That's now on, I think. Yeah, put the hood down there. Look, a bit of a yob otherwise. And I can do this standing up, so it's a little bit heavy. It's a lot easier sitting down. A bit of adjusting, pulling down and so forth. It's a bit of a rigmarole, but it's really worth it because it means once the Melodeon's on, it's not going anywhere. It's not going to fall off my shoulders unexpectedly halfway through a tune, which is really disconcerting. And I just really like this. I don't know anyone else that's adopted this. Well, I have to tell a lie. One of my students has done this. She's done the same thing. She was struggling to get comfortable. I think it is a constant quest to try and get comfortable with this instrument, and this certainly helps me. Anyway, this is my Dino Baffetti Binci. These are Dino Baffetti Melodeons that were tweaked by Martin Banks of Oakwood. So there's sometimes people call them Dino Baffetti Oakwood. I think the reeds have been replaced by Binci professional reeds. It's got this new grill. It's got this kind of curve to it. I don't know if you can see that in the video there. Weight-wise, obviously a lot heavier than my Lily. That was the slight worry. Would I be able to manage it? Because my Lily's about 4 pounds. This is just a shade under 7 pounds, which is not heavy for a Melodeon, but for me it feels certainly heavy enough. And I have to say, this is probably nicer than the one I had before. Certainly the basses seem to have a bit more grunt to them. The really low reeds seem to be firing a lot easier than they did in my other one, but who knows? It's certainly in lovely condition, and these aren't particularly wet, but it kind of suits these boxes. So I'll show you a tune in a moment. In fact, I'll play it first. This is something we do for a dance called Walton's Parade. This is William Brown, and it's followed by Fred Pigeon's polka. Let's just play you a little bit of this, and I'm going to show you something that I do, and then you'll be able to hear the box. The other tune. So it's really loud. I'm not particularly pushing it too hard here, but it does go really loud. Yesterday I was, like I said, the only box player, and so I was really pushing it as hard as I could. One of the drummers said I should have been mic'd up, but I really like to play acoustically. I've been to the whole thing of having amplifiers and guitars that I played in the past. It's just really nice just to get the instrument out of the case and just play without all the faffing around with mics and amps and things and pickups. So anyway, I thought yesterday it would be a problem because I'd been struggling in rehearsal because it was hurting me a bit because the weight and the extra weight and so forth. But actually, I was probably so terrified of going wrong that probably the adrenaline got me through and I didn't notice the pain or the weight or anything. So that was good news. One thing that I do that you might find useful is I use these little crib cards. Basically what I have there is you can see the title of the dance at the top, and then you can see pos -1, which is my starting position, and then it says intro is 1A. Basically what these things are, it's not kind of any help with the actual notes. I mean, basically you've got to learn the tune off by heart. I have seen some sides where the musicians have a music stand set up, and I suppose that's fine. But our side, we prefer not to have music stands. We like to sort of stand and play and entertain. So I'm obviously avoiding that. I have used a music stand in rehearsal, but not when we dance out. So what this gives me is a little bit of a cheat, a bit of a crib on the A's and the B's. Now, I know the tunes, but I'm still struggling to remember all the orders of the A's and the B's. I mean, yes, obviously you look at the dancers and that is a bit of a clue, but I still don't know these. I've tried to commit them to memory, but I'm 64. I was struggling a little bit with my memory, so I made these little cards. Initially I made them for my cigar box guitar when I played that for the Morris, but now I'm playing Melodeon. I've kind of trimmed them down, and so they read downwards. So this is 1A, 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 1B, 1A, 2B, 1A, 2B. It's not always even. Sometimes it's 1A, 2B all the way through, but sometimes you have the odd 1A, 1B. I'm sure you know what I mean. If you're a Morris player, you'll know exactly what I mean. So basically, I'm very lucky with this particular Melodeon because it's got this kind of shelf here. And blasphemous though it might seem, what I actually do is I get 2 dollops of blue tack. White tack will do just as well. Put one there, one about halfway down. You can see this like that. And then the crib card for my dance, I just jam it in there. Press down hard, and then when I'm playing I wear these glasses, and don't laugh, I actually had these glasses specially made for Morris. Basically they're quite thin, so I can see, lift my hat up a bit, I can see over the top at the dancers, because I'm long sighted, so I can see over the top at the dancers, because you've obviously got to watch the dancers, you've got to play to the dancers. It's no good just, hammering away and not looking at them or listening to them. But I can look down through my glasses at my crib card, and it's really good. I thoroughly recommend it. If you, like me, struggle to remember all the A's and the B's, it's absolutely brilliant. The pos -1 refers to what I call position -1. This is the third button start. So this is what I call pos H, the home position, where the first finger is on the root note, the G. So -1 is up here. See? So Walton's Parade, William Brown, the tune is, starts on starts in that position there. So I thoroughly recommend these. And once you've finished, you just pull it off. I suppose my next dance was one we called Bollin, okay, which is William Taylor's Tabletop Hornpipe. And there it is, much easier. And just I keep this in my pocket, plunk it on the top, and I'm good to go. If you don't want to put blue tack on your instrument, it does come off really easily, by the way. Another way you can do this is to use the strap that holds the bellows in, if you have one of those. Most Melodeons do. And what I tend to do here is I will weight the bottom end with a clip. This is a bit more of a faff, and I found this bit sometimes it was a bit slow and sort of holding everyone up. And then just clip it to the top. Make sure there's nothing you need at the top to read. Just maybe the title, which you can afford to cover up. And you just clip it with a small bulldog clip to the strap, and it works just as well. Just a little bit slower, but this blue tack thing, it doesn't look particularly pretty, admittedly, but nobody cares. Honestly, when you're playing, very few people watch the band. Sad to say, with our ladies, obviously, people much rather look at attractive ladies dancing than old blokes like me playing the Melodeon. But anyway, it doesn't look terribly attractive. But once the crib card is on top, it doesn't really matter. And with this method, obviously, just unclip it. These are a bit fiddly, these little bulldog clips, and go for another one. So I've got about 9 of these for the various dances that we do. Luckily we don't do that many. I tend to keep them in alphabetical order. This is called Blackstone Edge, this dance, and it's got the word stop on it, and the reason for that is to remind me to lift the stop up. This Melodeon, you can take out the thirds, so your B chord becomes a B5, and this is tuned to B major. And in Blackstone Edge, which is the tune Charlie Jail, I need a B minor, so I haven't got that. I could play B minor 7, but I want a minor. So what I do is just pull the stop up, and then I've got the B. Well, it's not a B minor; it's a B5. But that works as a B minor just fine. All I have to remember is to push the stop down afterwards. So I've got my full minors and majors, my full first, third and fifth, first flat and third and fifth in my chords. Anyway, that's my new box. The second one of these, I've known lots of Melodeon players sell a box and think, oh, why did I do that? Why did I sell that? This is definitely, I haven't regretted anything I've sold yet, apart from the first one of these that I sold. But anyway, I've got this one now. I'm really pleased with it. I'm happy to say that on Wednesday, it's Monday today, Wednesday we're dancing out again at a pub in North Essex, and our full complement of Melodeon players and piano accordionists will be back, so I'll be able to relax a little bit. That's the end of this blog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.